like I said, there's a new reading I want to do. And I'm going to tell you what it is. So there's something called a nonfiction but for story circle. Good morning. I want to look at what America's doing now that Stephen Mueller, I'm trying to change names a little bit, has glitched out. He didn't glitch. That man was blinking and rocking. So now that we've had that situation, so now that he said the quiet part out loud, like, you know, we thought it, but now he's like, this is definitely what we're doing. And then now that we have Abbott doing what he's doing, and then they're ramping things up in Portland, and then what is it? Portland, Memphis, Chicago. I feel like there's another state that I'm missing. I feel like there's another state that I'm missing. I don't know. Memphis, Chicago. I don't know. So basically, they're trying to create the situation they want so they can create the situation they want. And it's not working. And so now that he said the quiet part out loud, what's going to happen? And I already had a sense that the military was working on something. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's look at the military right quick. Let's see where we are with the energy of the military. The top brass. If y'all are not new to me, then you know, hi Rosebud, then you know that I did I received a channel message and I put that on my page where it talked about like the top brass getting ready to step forward. And I did that like on September 13th. And then 2 weeks later, we had that shenanigans. And so when I did another reading, it was like, okay, this is right. So let's look at that. Let's look at the military real quick. I want to do the military this way. So let's look at the situation with regards to the military. So we know, let's see what the military, yeah, okay. So what are the military thinking? What's the military thinking? We'll do that with the first card. What's the military thinking? What are they thinking? What are they thinking? What's the military thinking? It's funny because I just like received a message just now of like it's almost go time, which is interesting. And like the voice that I just heard, there was like a little bit of urgency to it, not a whole lot of urgency. I know earlier this year they were waiting on a tripwire and it happened, right? And so things started getting together. Like I saw the war room. I saw like initially it was Pelosi, I think, putting the war room together. And I saw that, and then like I read it in the newspaper like a couple days ago. So I was like, okay, that was right. So it's like people are talking, and they've been talking for a while, but they just did not think that this man was going to go that far. Please just give me one card to describe, one card to let me know what's the military thinking. One card. No. One card to let me know what's the military thinking. What is the military thinking? What's the military thinking? Is that it? Yes. All right. Okay. That card is the Knight of Swords, and that's a thinking card for real, because swords are about like what's on your mind. Okay, so that's what the military is thinking. All right, so then what's the complication? So why, let's put it this way. Okay, what are they waiting for? Hold on. So if it's going to be a complication, okay, what do they need? All right, so if that's what they're thinking, then what do they need to go into action? What's needed to go into action? All right, so that's what they're thinking. So what's needed to go into action? Just one card, please. One card, please. That was actually my military card. I saw the Chariot, so that was actually my military card. Hey, Lorraine. So what are they thinking? No, I got what they're thinking. So this is what do they need? What's missing for them to get into action? Was that the card? No. All right. So what were they missing to get into action? What's missing? What do they need? what do they need? So this can be contradiction, unmet desire, or a challenge that's coming up. What do they need to get, like, to put it in motion? What's needed? That's not happening. That's not helping. Flip it. Good morning. Thank you, Julie. Good morning, Hope Core. If y'all need some Hope Core, some message of the day, make sure you check out Julie's videos. They're very like peaceful and glittery. And I don't mean glittery like listen, I'm having a hard time describing words right now. I mean glittery, like sparkly, like it gives you like a good feeling, It's like a little sparkle magic. So, okay. So what I was saying is, what are they missing? What's needed for them to get into action? Oh, they're really lovely. Let's see. What's needed? Is that good? Yes. That's two cards. That's three cards. Do I take these? That's 3 cards. Oh, well, okay. So that can be contradictions, unmet desires. All right, don't make this too long, okay, please? So, all right. Why? Let's see. What's at stake if they don't move? Hello. What's at stake? What's at stake if they just wait too long? What's at stake? What's at stake if the military waits too long? Because I'm gonna tell you, like, yes, there's the line of the people, but the people are literally the last line. If the military line fails, then it's going to be the people, and it's going to be the young people, and it's going to be revolution. That much I do see very clearly right now. So it's like the military is the line, and I love the way that things are playing out as far as like showing them. Some of them got shook, like for real. Like they just did not think this would happen on their own soil, even though they've been doing it on other people's soil. You know what I mean? It's only right that the American military, our American government gets back what it's been giving other people, right? Like right now they're trying to get Venezuela provoked so that they can do a coup and change regime. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they're doing those fake votes things. Y'all tap the screen, please, so I can get people in here. That's how you tell TikTok that this is an interesting conversation. And then also, if you grab your daily heart me and then just say a message or something, you'll get points. And those points work in your favor because TikTok, like if you guys are over a certain number, like right now they have a campaign that's specifically for interacting with other people's lives. So it's like, did you comment 10 times in somebody's live? Did you do all that kind of stuff? So if you're somebody who is able to be monetized, there's a campaign right now that's out there that would be a good one for you to help you get diamonds and stuff for yourself. But it's about engagement. All right, so this should be the what's at stake if they don't move. Okay, that's interesting. That was the Wheel of Fortune card in reverse. All right, cool. So then we're looking at, okay, so what's the solution? What's the solution to those, the complications? What's the solution to the things that they need to get moving? How do we get that? How do we get that done? How do we get that done? Let's see. Let me see a better way to do it. Yeah. How do we get it done? How do we, no, that's number 4. So number 4, yeah, so let's, what's the solution? Explore potential solutions. Okay, so what are some solutions? I'm trying this new thing. Thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate you. I'm trying this new thing. I'm using a story circle to see if I can create a reading that tells a nice cohesive story. So but I have to fix this in my head real quick. So it's like, okay, so this is supposed to be the exploration thing. So explore potential solutions to the complication. There are 3 different complication cards. So what's the potential solutions? What is available? I don't like that question. Oh, okay, now I'm getting goosebumps. Okay, what's available to them? What do they Well, yeah, what do they need to know? What do they need to know? Is it, wait, not know. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's try that. What do they need to know? Like, what do they need to know? Like, as far as like what solutions can be, what do they need to know? I don't think that's the question. How do I fix that one? Wait. Oh, that's the one I was going to skip. Never mind. Skip that. Okay, so what's the solution? What is the solution to the complications? It can be one or it can be no more than three, please. Turn it. Okay. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. We are up to 1.3K. Yay. So it's only 8.7 until we start doing personals. Appreciate y'all so much. I'm going to get one of those tapper things. I've been resisting it, and now that the tariffs are in place, now they're no longer $3, they're like $11. Oh. All right, so is that good? Yes, all right. What's the solution? What are our solutions here? What are our solutions? What's the solutions to the complications? What's the solution? Is that one? Yes? That's interesting. That doesn't feel like a solution. What's the solution? Well, clarify that for me then, because that doesn't feel like a solution. I got the 4 swords in reverse. That's not a solution. Hey, Rashonda, thank you for the pumpkin, girl. I appreciate it. What is the solution? Thank you. What's the solution? This is not giving me, okay, what are the potential solutions? Clarify why you gave me the 4 of swords in reverse. Clarify why you, because see, the 4 of swords in reverse is burnout, restlessness, lack of introspection, feeling trapped, ignoring warning signs. And that feels like the situation. That doesn't feel like a solution, you know? Like, that doesn't make sense to be a solution. What's the solution? What is the solution to the problems here? What's the solution to what's complicating this? Because what I got for complications is the High Priestess. So that's secrets, that's mystery. And I get like they have to be careful who they're talking to, and I'm getting goosebumps, so that's my thing. And then it was also the Empress, right? So I got that as part of a complication. This is really interesting because that's number 2, number 3. So the number 2 card and the number 3 card in the major arcana are part of the complications, and they're both women. You know what? That's true. Those women are complications. Good morning, Tootie. Those women are complications. You know, my 4 horsemen of the MAGA apocalypse. Oh, I just made that part up. But the 4 horsemen, which is Blondie and Gabbard and KKK Levitt and who the other one? I forgot who the other one was. Whoever the other ones were. But you know, they put the women in the front so the women can take the brunt of the problems, right? Plus the women make it accessible for them to have support from the MAGAs. If it was just all men, there would start being some kind of turn off to it. But because they got these plastic Barbies up front, it makes it more acceptable. It's Noam, because now that I said Barbie, I can see it. Okay, so that's really interesting. Oh, that could be a complication too. Hold on. So you see, like, they got these 2 chicks who think they're the shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can see that. I can see that being a complication. Sorry. And then another complication was a death card. All right. Okay. I'm getting goosebumps, so that's not far. That's not far away at all. That's like truth. Okay, cool. And the death in reverse, one of the things I just got for that is like we'll talk about it, but it's like one is it says fear of the unknown. We've never been in this position before on our land, our soil, with our government. So we've never been here before. I mean, Nixon was kind of a thing, but you know, they didn't really do anything to him. He was like slap on the wrist, but at the same time, he wasn't also trying to tear shit up either. He was just trying to grift or something. I don't know what he was doing. I just knew he was a big-headed, ugly bird. Um, what is that? Is that it? No. Okay. So, and then Andrew Jackson was a shitty-ass president. It makes perfect sense that that's Dumpy's favorite president. And he actually broke the country. He didn't break the Constitution, but he kind of did. And he also broke the country. So the country was completely poor. And so that the next person who came in, people were pissed at him because he couldn't fix the shit. It was just really bad. Like, Andrew Jackson sucked as a president, and he's on our dollars. Like, honestly, we need to wipe his ass off our $20 bill. He was misogynistic. He was racist. He basically did a genocide of the Native Americans. Like, his ass needs to be off of our money. That, I think I'm gonna put that forward. I'm gonna be loud about that one. Get his ass off the dollar bill. Get him off the 20. If you're gonna put him on something, put him on a $2 bill. Put him on something nobody finds value in. All right, so, okay, you didn't clarify that for me. So can you please clarify how that is going to be? How that is discovering the solution? How does that discover the solution? Clarify that for me, please. With one card. Okay. You're like, fine, you want one card? There it is. Dang, but that's not a solution. Oh, actually, it is. That is so weird. Okay, I'm gonna show you the words real fast. But like, it's okay. I told you we're looking for a solution part, right? A solution to the things I told you about the Empress and the High Priestess. And again, we're talking about the military for anybody just coming in. And so like the first card was here was the burnout. And I'm like, how is that a solution? Right? Because burnout doesn't make sense to be a solution. And it had like restlessness, lack of introspection, feeling trapped and ignoring warning signs. And that doesn't feel like a, oh. 1 second. Is that you? Okay, it's not. He don't like to be on camera. What I was saying is that I can see how that would be a solution in a way, because it's like, okay, I get it. Hold on. I'll put it together in a second, because, and this is why that's starting to make sense, is because the clarifying card here is Temperance in reverse. And Temperance in reverse, look at these words. I gotta do this. I'm sorry, I forgot to take you off of the mirror. Look at these words at the bottom of Temperance. You see that? Extremism, imbalance, disharmony, and excess. Those are the words. And so I'm like, how the heck is that a solution? And then it's like, boom, got it. We're going to have to go extreme. Like, they have to be like, we're not sticking by the rules. Okay. Because no rules apply here. Let's see. I get it. I get that one. So what is going to be the cost, though? What is it going to cost them? What's the sacrifice? What's the sacrifice to implementing the solution of going balls to the wall? What are they either worried will be the sacrifice or trade-off, or what is the real trade-off? Like, what would, or maybe, let me think. Why won't they do it? I think that might be it. Like, what's the reason they're not going to do it? Not going to do it, but what's the reason they're thinking about not doing it? Like, why have they resisted? There we go. Why have they resisted moving already? Why have they resisted moving already? Why have they resisted moving already? Why has the military resisted removing him already? Why has the military? There's so many people who are scared. You know what? I can dig it. I can dig it. I got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I'll explain that in a little bit. All right, so then, okay, so let's just see it. When we put the solution in place, what would be the benefit of the solution? Turn it. What would be the benefit of the solution? Hey, y'all. This is a crazy reading. So I'm doing a reading right now. Hi, Ashton. I'm doing a reading right now on the military. Like, what's it going to take, basically? And let's see. So the application. So if we put the solution in place, what's the benefit? You did? Yeah, I came back on and was asking for you. Is that it? Yes. What? How is that a benefit? This is so weird. How is that a benefit? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Thank you for the daily heart me. I appreciate you. Hold on. So wait. Clarify that. Thank you. You guys have got me halfway through my pumpkin patch. Well, not pumpkin patch. Pumpkins. All right. Clarify that for me, please. How is that a benefit of... Is that it? Wait, hold on. That's a lot. What just flipped? Okay, you're going to need to help me out then. Help me out. We're going to do it again. We're almost done. We're going to get one more card after this, which is... What will change? Basically, what's going to be the outcome? I think that'll be what that'll be. I'm doing a new type of reading, and I'm going to see if I like this. I don't know if I do. We're going to see. Okay, so please clarify really quickly, though, how the Knight of Wands in reverse is the benefit. Give me the benefit of the solution. There we go. That's clear. These are all negative cards. Oh. Okay. Is there another one for that? No. All right. This reading looks weird. Let's see. Let's try this last one. What's the outcome? Nope, that wasn't it. So what will be the outcome? What's going to be the outcome of the military taking action to remove this regime? What is the outcome of the military removing the regime? What's the outcome? What's the outcome? Is that what I'm asking? Yes. Okay. Turn it. What's the outcome? What would be 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 the outcome? I'm sensing the answer. So that's why I was like questioning it. No. All the cards are the outcome. No. Like I'm trying to listen at the same time, so you might like see me like look off or something. Was that good? Okay, that's all place. What's the outcome? What would be the outcome of the military taking care of this administration? What's the outcome? What's going on? Do I stick with this? Yes. Okay. Oh no, I can't co-host. I'm sorry. Why does that keep happening? Hold on, y'all. Wait. If y'all gonna be eager, I need to know the outcome. It can be up to 2 cards. Don't go crazy though. It can be up to 2 cards. What would be the outcome of the military making a move? Because I'm feeling like even after the man is no longer on this side of the earth, I feel like they still would have to go in. because at least the military police or somebody, will have to do the arresting. Okay. And what else? What else is the outcome? Because okay. Oh, I like that. All right. So what else is the outcome? Yay. We got the sun card. I like that too. All right. Is there any more? No. All right. Cool. Let's read this difficult reading. Okay. So basically, I was trying to get the energy of the military for right now, but I was trying to use a storytelling structure with it. And so the real question is like, what would it take for them to move on this? So this is the military right here, and it is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is representative of who they are and what they're thinking. And what I'm seeing right here is, and it's interesting because they're the knight, right? So they're the knight. Sorry, I'm not mirroring, so it's like really hard. So as you can see, it's a knight. The knight's supposed to be charging in. They aren't charging in right now. They haven't. And so because it got it in reverse, the problem is that this is what they're thinking of it. First of all, like, there's no direction. They don't know what to do. We've never been here before. They don't know what to do. And at the same time, this is like how they're feeling about the situation. Because, and honestly, a lot of this feels like the way that they view this administration. So there's that impulsiveness, the recklessness, the hasty decisions, the unnecessary aggression. Like, they're looking at all that like, WTF for real, right? And so for them, though, they're lacking a direction. They don't know what to do. We haven't had this before. I'm hoping they're seeking legal counsel. I didn't get the legal card here, which would be the Hierophant. I didn't really get that. Or justice card. I didn't get that either. Justice or judgment card. So maybe they're not talking to the lawyer, and that's part of the problem. But this is like what's complicating it. So I got these 3 cards about what's complicating them being able to do anything, or thinking that they're able to do anything, because that was about like what they're believing and what their ideas are. So we got like I said, we got these 2 ladies. We got the not the Hierophant. We got the High Priestess. And again, it kind of feels like these ladies represent the 4 horsemen. Gnome, Bondi, Gnome, Bondi, Gabbard, whatever. And Levitt, but also like Susie. No, you know what? Maybe it's not Levitt. Levitt's more like a page. She wouldn't be one of these. So yeah, it would be Susie. And so, as you see there, it says there the words secret and mystery, because it's not the intuition of it. It's like the secrets. It's the mystery, and so that's what's complicating it. Like, who do I trust? How do I move this forward? Who has information? Because there's been leaks. I can feel that there has been leaks already. And some people are approaching the military because they do want something, like certain heads of the military, because they want something to happen. They're having those side conversations. And, but they're trying to be very careful. The other female that they came up with is the Empress. And so y'all saw Bundy yesterday. And she blonde too. Y'all saw Bundy yesterday. Chick thought she didn't have to answer any questions. She came with her notes on how to be sarcastic. She can't even talk. She would really fail at a Dirty Dozens game, or, at a roast, because she got to have her shit written down. But anyway, you see, she thinks she's the shit. She thinks she's like on top. But it's really interesting because it's like, this is a positive card though. And so it's the abundance, the fertility, the nurturing, and the creativity. And what I'm getting from that is that abundance issue, because this abundance is on a greed issue. So we have like this, like the challenge to this is that there are the secrets, there's the mystery, they don't know who to talk to, but it's also And the fertility is actually striking me too, because it seems like it's fertile ground for, what's the word I just got? For some reason, I just got the word espionage. So for like spying. Oh, being spied upon. Okay. Yeah, they are, because they're doing the surveillance stuff and they got the cameras inside the building. And yeah, so that's definitely happening then. Is it's real fertile ground for them to be called out, to be busted, um, but also to be told on, to be snitched on. And then it's just, and honestly, it's also the abundance of the crimes that are happening. Because these guys are human too, and guys and gals and everybody, they're human also. So it's like, how we're being flooded with all the crap, like it's just so much, and you think they can't get any lower, and they find the hidden compartment in the basement and go even lower, right? So it's like, it's just this abundance of evil in a way, this abundance of grifting, but also this abundance of treason. And so it's like, where do we start in whatever? But then the other complication to this is the death card, right? And so the death card here is this. So on one hand, I think they are just as there are some that are just as frozen as we have been. And I say we because, like, I'm neurodiverse, right? And so I'm like, I can't believe people are doing this. So there's like one part of my brain like, this can't be life. Like, this really can't be life. And other people are being that way. So it's just like, what the hell is this, right? But then there's also the fear of the unknown, because when you remove a power, you create a vacuum. So it's like, what's next? So and because we've never been here, there is kind of I won't say necessarily fear, but I would say like trepidation, like hesitation about what's the unknown. And then there's the stagnation. So, and then there's also the resistance to change, because if you arrest the president, good morning, Teresa. If you arrest the president, like, and it's not just arresting the president, it's arresting more than just the president. It's getting the little Dick Miller, like, like you got people to move out, and like you got to take the whole top. Like, what do? You got to get Johnson. You got to get everybody. So it's weird because they're all committing treason. It's like I said, it's just an abundance. It's a real fertile ground for just the most disgusting thing. So on one hand, yes, yes, that was the other thing, Teresa, because I was just gonna say too, what flashed with for me when I saw this card is he might not be there by the time they're ready to move. Like, he can easily, because of age and stuff, can easily just go, and his not just age but also his health. So it could be a matter of, we can't save him, because when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Like, there's no saving anything. Like, he could be giving a speech and then just go. He can go in his sleep. So it feels like also that might be one of the complications that's not yet here, which is why for me it's not in the upright. But it could be that he won't be here, which is strongly possible, for them to actually do anything. So then it's like, okay, who do we go to next? And it's like, there's a cautionary tale of, don't go, we got Vance. Okay, whew, now let's just work on this next thing, and lose momentum. He's like, no, they got to be swept out. You can't just go, let's give him a chance, because America's stupid enough to do that. Like, you really are. So then we got into, so what do they need to help make that decision of like, let's break through this barrier here, these challenges. And so what I found here, oh no, this is what's at stake if they don't do it. So what's at stake if they do not go forward is the Wheel of Fortune. So obviously it's going to be unfortunate, hey book lover, because it's in the reverse. And so if you see the words there, if they don't go forward, if they don't move, because a lot of people really are waiting on them, and 10 cards are like completion cards anyway. Wait, where are we? Okay, so there's resistance to change. That's one thing. There's stagnation. That's another thing, right? Because we're going to be stuck in this thing where it just gets worse and worse and worse if nobody stands up, right? And then there's also the missed opportunity. They wait too long, it is going to be a missed opportunity, because if they wait too long, like, y'all, we're this close to people being exited from this earth, because this is literally the playbook. And so right now they're talking about arresting. Go ahead. Oh yeah, so if they wait too long, then no, that's what I was saying, is like we're really close to the next step of this thing, which is where people are going to be exited from this earth. And as you see, like, they went far with the judge. They blew up her house, and her husband was inside, and her grandchildren was inside. She wasn't inside because she was walking a dog, but her husband got hurt because he had to jump out of a window in order to not be exited. So it's not far, right? Because we have extremists and things, which is why this came up. So then the next thing that we have then is, what's the solution then? What is the solution to the 4 horsemen of women? What's the solution to, dealing with the cropping up of all the corruption and treason, and also the secrecy and the unknown stuff? Excuse me. So so this was the card that popped out, and I was like, I don't understand this. Like, how is this a solution, right? And so, because this is the one where they're in repose, and literally there are like 3 swords at their head. But to me, I always feel like this person's still at the ready, because there's like one right beneath them. So it's like, okay, come at me, bro. I'm gonna grab this and we finna fight. That's how I feel about it. I know other people read this a different way. But when I look at it, that's the story I get. Thank you for liking it. And okay, so, but we got this in the, in the upright. And so it says here, the solution. So part of the solution to them finally moving on their thing is they have to get all the way here. Like, they have to feel burnt out of being overloaded. They have to feel restless. Like, okay, we can't take any more of this. We got to do something about it. And they have to stop thinking of what's decorum. Like, what are the rules? We don't arrest the president. Like, they have to stop thinking about the rules, because when you're playing a game with somebody who does not even look at the rules, it's like trying to play Uno with somebody who stacks colors and numbers on the same go, and you're like, no, it's one or the other. You know what I mean? Why are you gonna keep playing with them? I wouldn't keep playing with them. You know what I mean? Thank you, Diane, for sharing. I either wouldn't play with them, or I would be like, okay, that's how we playing? Cool. I'm finna go get it. So it's either I'm gonna play the same game you're playing, which is no rules. We're gonna throw them out. Or I'm gonna take you out the game, period. Like, I'm gonna fold my cards, that's it, we're not playing. Or I'll throw the cards, or I'll be Jesus and flip the table. Like, we're not playing anymore. But that's what it's gonna take. It's for them to get to the point of dealing with the complications. They gotta forget the rules, and they gotta get tired enough. And I think that's the major problem right now with all of America, is nobody is pissed off enough about what's happening. Nobody's pissed off enough about what's happening except like Black people. We've been pissed since November. So it's like, when y'all gonna get pissed enough to actually do something? And the problem with it is that something is so vague and so unknown, so that's understood. But when I clarified it, we got the temperance. And now, temperance is about moderation, but temperance came to us in the reverse. So that means stop trying to play the game by the rules. Stop trying to be slow about it. Stop trying to, you know what I mean? So it's saying, look, you got to go balls to the wall. This is extreme. You have to go extreme. You have to be imbalanced. This is not about doing things with decorum. This is about going in, because what we're dealing with is with people in the same way. They're extreme as hell. They're imbalanced mentally as hell. And they're creating disharmony within this country. And the grifting and the excess and the spending is just like ridiculous. You hear these big numbers of things being spent, and you're like, I don't even have enough for groceries for the month. Like, what? Um, so this is where the solution come in, is they got to get mad enough, but it's also, they also like have to toss out the rules. Like, there are no rules. The only rule is follow your commander, follow your general, follow your lieutenant, follow whoever, because I'm a civilian, I don't know how this works. So that's the rule, is like, we're gonna go and get them. We're gonna go do this. And if you're with me, come with me. If you're not, thank you for your service, you can leave, because I can't have Judases in my camp. Okay? So then we get to the next part of the story, right? So the next part of the story is, what is the sacrifice? What is the sacrifice? What is it going to require you to give up? Which I love, because people have to realize this is going to require sacrifice. It's going to require you being willing to give up something. And what you have to be willing to give up is your comfort, because being comfortable means we're not moving, and we have to move. So when you look at this card as a Six of Pentacles, now this showed up when we did the Democrat reading, right? And it was all the good words like charity and generosity, but you could see from the image, it was like the Democrats were begging to be seen, whereas the Red Hatters or the Mad Hatters were, full of this abundance, and, he's only looking at them and paying attention to them. And it was such a representation of what our Congress is like, right? Which is really interesting that this comes to our sacrifice card here. So what's the sacrifice? The trade-off is you're going to have to sacrifice your own selfishness. You're going to, and I get it, because it's like, I don't want the country to fall apart. I don't want to have to worry about my children's future like that. Like, I have a degree of selfishness about this. Is like, I don't want to go through war. Like, that's supposed to be in a book or something, or, like, I understand it's in other people's countries, but I didn't grow up thinking it was in this one, in the modern day, past, like, what was it? Past, like, Pearl Harbor, really? And then 9/11 happened. It was like, holy crap, like, that's horrible. I just remember, like, not being able to breathe. But now here we are 20 years later, and it's coming from inside the house. Anyway, so you're going to have to give up that selfishness or stinginess. Also going to have to give up the greed, because America's obsession with money is also what brought them down. And then, and you know what else they're going to have to give up is being exploited. Like, that word exploitation just jumped out to me, because he's sending military everywhere as if they're just pawns on the chessboard. And they're going to have to remember that, yes, there are some pawns on the chessboard. Those are just regular privates or whatever. But there's some big dogs on that chessboard, and they can go get a king too. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, a pawn can as well if he's perfectly positioned. But those rooks and the bishops, oh yeah, they can go get it. And they're receiving their health care. See? So it's like, you gotta be willing to give up something right now, because we gotta tear it all down, we gotta burn it all up. But we gotta do it. Like, they can't do it, because if they do it, we're screwed. If we do it, we have a chance. So then the next part of the story here is what happens when they apply the solution. What happens when they go ahead and put it into place. And so what we're seeing here, I mean, these are the benefits of doing it. So what are the benefits? And that's why I got, like, really confused, because these are very negative cards for benefits. So the first card to jump out here was the Knight of Wands. And if you notice, though, goosebumps. If you notice, though, this is red. So I feel like the benefit of it is like getting rid of the red guy, getting rid of orange man, red man, whatever. And not just that, but the ideology of that, right? Putting it back in maybe not even in the closet, but in the genie lamp, and throwing it under the sea so nobody can rub it. We can't afford anything, honestly, truthfully, but we can't afford to not do anything. So, so here is what's the benefit of this is that we will get to squash this stuff that they're doing. They have no passion behind what they're doing. All they have is greed, right? They just have greed and grifting and selfishness, and it's just crazy. And cruelty. Cruelty is another thing that some of them have, right? Um, and the other benefit to this is that we'll be able to stop them from putting more things into action. We'll be able to squash their impulsiveness. So this actually felt like the benefit is getting rid of them, getting rid of the problem, like who the problem really is. And what's really interesting too is that this is a knight card, and and knights, you know, those KKK people stuff, they call their thing a knight brotherhood. So this is really interesting too, because I think it represents that as well. So the next part of this is, so I asked for clarification on that and got the Page of Cups. Now pages are about, they're like students and stuff, so it's about learning, but it's also about messaging, right? So when you send a page, you're sending a message. And so this is a Page of Cups, right? And so this should have been a good card. So this is what it should have been. It should have been new beginnings. It should have been creative inspiration. It should have been good stuff, right? It says love or apology is on the horizon. Like, we should have been able to come together, but we're not able to. So the benefit of them taking action and going in is that we're going to kill all this. And if you notice, it seems to really flow with this lack of action and impulsivity. It says here the same thing, the emotional immaturity. I think that really describes the clowns in office, as they're so freaking immature, especially like if you watch Kash Patel when he was being put into like the hearing and stuff. Like, I know you are, but what am I? Like, I'm just waiting for Pee Wee Herman to show up because they're all clowns. But you know, and so it's like putting a block. It's taking them out. You know what I mean? Like, it's taking them out, and this just feels like the ridiculousness of who they are because they got a cup with a fish in it. Like, and you know, it feels like that because it's like, what are you doing? Oh my God, they're so stupid. Like, what are you doing? Oh man, that feels like ice a little bit right there too. So like I said, it gets very beautiful at the end, because the end is, what's the outcome? What is the outcome of the military getting some balls and going forward? Like, throwing out the rules and going forward and taking care of business. I don't even care if we have the mercenaries only, the Army SEALs, the groups that we don't know about. Like, get them in, get them out. Like, send them in, you know, and take care of business. But what we got here was this card. First, the Seven of Wands. This is my standing on business card, right? This is my staking, you know, putting your stake in the ground. And that is the outcome. If you go in and you wipe it out of this horrible ass administration, you're basically saying, yeah, we don't do that shit here. Like, nah, we're not doing that here. So that is going to be, one, is going to be a challenge, but two is defense. Like, it's defending our Constitution. It's defending our right to be a great nation, even though we haven't been one for a very long time. But it's also showing that we're not just chicken shit and going to watch things happen. We have the perseverance. We have the courage. So we'll be able to rebuild again. So this is like the military, but it's also the people, the workers, the working class. Like this, because if you notice, they're not knights, they're not pages, they're not in royalty whatsoever. So they're in none of the court. They're just seven, and seven is, you know, a beautiful number. But this is the people. Like, we'll have to put back to work, like get our work in, but say like, yeah, we don't do this. We do not do this. And so finally, the other outcome, the other benefit is this: the sun gets to come out of the storm, right? So this is like a really, really good card. It's the most illuminating of it, and it's like vitality. And I love that word because it means life. So it means that we'll get to live again. If we move on it right now, we'll get to live as a country. we'll get to live. We got to clean all this shit up, but we'll still get to live, you know? And so it's positivity and success and joy. It's going to take time to get to those things, but I'm pretty sure we're going to feel some joy when it's ding dong, the witch is dead. You know what I mean? I know I'll be dancing in the street. I'm going to do a jig, an Irish step. And so that is the reading for the military. So basically, it is throw out your rules, and it is also defend the Constitution. Like, it's literally written in there what you can do. And y'all know, if you look at the Constitution, or even look at the Declaration of Independence, it says we are allowed to burn shit up if it's going bad. The people are allowed to go, yeah, nah, we're not doing that. You get out. That's written in our Declaration of Independence. And every grievance those people had with King George are the exact same grievances we have with the shitty one. So it is crazy just watching that. And then on top of that, like, honestly, the Mandarin isn't our president. It is like literally Mueller. So, and he's not elected, so he gotta go. He gotta go. Matter of fact, he need to be the first one the military go in and get. Straight up clown, bro. Woo! What a reading. I liked it. It was confusing, but it told a great story. Now, may it come true. Like, seriously, may it come true, because that's what it will take.